Have you ever heard of a country where crocodiles get funerals? Grooms pay off their bride price in installments for life, and just honking your horn after 9 p.m. could get you some bizarre punishments. Yes, that's Burkina Faso. Here, men must choose between one wife or polygamy. Mobile markets are balanced on heads and weave through the streets, and villagers take 140-gram sand baths to save water. Ready for the journey? Join us as we unlock 15 shocking facts and taboos you'll only find in Burkina Faso right now. Number 15. The law allows you to marry one wife or many. In Burkina Faso, the law not only recognizes polygamous marriages, but also enforces a marriage by choice registration system, where men must clearly declare at their first marriage whether they choose monogamy or polygamy. It sounds like something out of the last century, but this system is still legally operating in this West African nation, with over 36% of families living in polygamous households. That's more than 1 in 3 families with 2 or more wives, according to Pew Research 2019. What makes this system stand out is its irreversible legal binding. If a man chooses one wife on his marriage certificate, he cannot marry another, even if his wife passes away or they divorce. There's no changing your mind later. On the other hand, if he chooses polygamy, he may marry more wives in the future, but only with prior consent, and by meeting conditions of fairness, financial stability, and ethics, including the first wife's right to object if she feels neglected or mistreated. Did you know marriage registrars in Burkina Faso can refuse to validate a marriage if they suspect coercion, a surprising fact for a country often labeled as conservative Africa? And regardless of your choice, both parties must sign a clear commitment, something not even required so strictly for monogamy in many U.S. states. Do you agree with this commitment from the START system? What would you choose if your country's marriage laws required you to decide? Up front, one wife for life, or maybe more? Leave a comment below and let's discuss. Number 14. The village where people and crocodiles are best friends. Just 18 miles west of Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou-Bazouele appears like a real-life fairy tale. Here, over 100 crocodiles live freely in a natural pond at the center of the village, where locals not only bathe washclothes and pray, but also hold festivals and even sit on crocodile backs for photos. No fences, no wildlife control staff. This rare harmony dates back to the 14th century, when drought left the region desperate for water. According to local legend, a group of women followed crocodiles and accidentally discovered a hidden pond that saved the entire village. From that moment, Bazouele's people stopped fearing crocodiles, seeing them as saviors, reincarnated ancestors, and a sacred part of the community. Every year they hold the Cum Lacro festival, offering gifts and praying for good harvests and health for their children. Village elders even listen to crocodile calls to predict the future. And for decades there have been no electric fences, no tranquilizers, no vets. Here's what's amazing: not a single person has been attacked by a crocodile in over 70 years. Why this peaceful coexistence? The crocodiles here are Crocodilus sucus, or desert crocodiles, smaller and much less aggressive than Nile crocodiles. Plus, they grow up in a community that treats them like family, feeding them, calling them by name, and never threatening them, making them unusually tame. Today, travelers from all over the world visit this village to feed pet and photograph the crocodiles, an experience you won't find at any safari park. Would you dare sit on a crocodile's back like the people of Bazouele? Share your thoughts about these reptilian friends in the comments. Number 13. The noble village built from cow dung. Welcome to Tiebele, a tiny village just 12 miles north of the Ghana border where cow dung isn't waste, but the main ingredient for hand-built, surprisingly elegant and symbolic noble mansions. Hard to believe. In Tiebele, home to about 450 people, the residents are Kassina, an ancient ethnic group living here since the 15th century. They build unique houses called sukala, using a mix of mud straw and cow dung, then hand-paint the walls with symbolic black, red, and white patterns. The images on these walls are considered prayers. Crocodiles and snakes symbolize power and protection from evil, while the moon stars and mythical creatures represent harvest, wisdom, and hope for rebirth. This decorating is done by the village women, usually after harvest season in February or March. Each year, about 15 women are chosen to repaint the walls using mud mixed with charcoal for black-red earth for red and limestone chalk for white. Once finished, a special vegetable oil from local beans is brushed on to protect the artwork for years. Tiebele isn't just a village, it's a royal complex where Kassena noble families live, with layered architecture, round houses for singles, octagonal ones for elders, and rectangular homes for couples. There are no windows and tiny doors to keep out harsh sun and intruders. Inside, most items are made of fired clay, simple, tidy, and cozy. In 2012, Tiebele was listed by the World Heritage Fund as an endangered heritage site, sparking the rise of responsible tourism. Today, visitors can join tours, learn wall painting with Kassena women, or try cooking in clay pots right in the village. Number 12. No using your left hand. Are you left-handed? In Burkina Faso, that could get you into big trouble. Even refused a conversation at the market. In this West African country, the left hand isn't just less used. It's considered spiritually and socially dirty, especially for daily interactions like eating, shaking hands, giving money, or offering gifts. According to traditions among the Mosi Gurunzi and Fulani, the three major groups here, the left hand is linked to personal hygiene and bad deeds. Only the right hand is clean, representing respect and honor. So if you hand someone money, food, or a handshake with your left, they might instantly pull back refuse, or worse, see you as rude or uneducated. A cultural survey by the Ouagadougou Institute of Anthropology found that over 90% of Burkinabés feel directly offended if someone gives them something with the left hand, especially elders and village chiefs. Here's a surprise: even left-handed people in Burkina Faso are trained from childhood to use their right hand for social interactions. In schools, left-handed, kids often have their left hand tied behind their back when writing or eating to instill cultural politeness. Number 11. Frequent power and internet shortages. Ever get annoyed when the power goes out for 15 minutes in your city? Imagine living in Burkina Faso, where having electricity is considered lucky. Only 56% of urban areas have stable power, and in rural areas that drops to a shocking 1%. That means over 17 million people, nearly the entire rural population, live in darkness every night. No lights, no Wi-Fi, no TV, and no way to charge a phone. Today, Burkina Faso still has one of the lowest electrification rates in the world, mostly importing power from Ivory Coast and Ghana. Power outages 3 to 5 times a week, lasting 2 to 12 hours each, are totally normal. The internet is even worse. In the countryside, there's almost no connection. Even in the capital, Ouagadougou Wi-Fi is weak, expensive, and averages just 2 to 5 megabits per second. Too slow for Zoom calls or streaming videos. Travelers usually have to buy a 4G SIM from Orange or Telecel and bring a solar charger since outlets aren't everywhere. So if you visit, could you live for a week with no phone, no AC, and no Wi-Fi? Share your thoughts below, and let's talk about it. Number 10. Burkina Faso hosts Africa's biggest film festival. While many people picture Burkina Faso as a poor, dry farming country, few know that its capital, Ouagadougou, is the cinematic heart of the entire continent. Since 1969, it's been home to the Festival Panafricain du Cinéma et de la Télévision de Ouagadougou, the largest film festival in Africa, drawing thousands of films from all 54 African countries. This event is held every 2 years and has had over 27 editions. Each FESPACO brings more than 100,000 attendees. Directors, producers, actors, journalists, scholars, and movie lovers from across Africa and the world. The festival screens films at over 15 theaters and outdoor venues with more than 200 entries each time. From feature films and documentaries to animation and indie shorts. A highlight of FESPACO is the Étalon d'Or de Yeninga, the top prize for best film considered the African Oscar. The gold statue is named for Yeninga, a legendary female warrior and founding mother of the Mossi people, who make up over 50% of Burkina Faso's population. Have you ever watched an African film? What do you think about a country with only 22% urbanization, hosting a UNESCO-recognized film festival with tens of thousands of attendees? Share your thoughts below. Number 9. Don't touch someone's hair. Are you the type to play with someone's hair while chatting, or touch someone's beautiful hair as a joke? Not in Burkina Faso, especially among the Mossi and Gurunsi. Here, hair isn't just about looks, it's the home of the soul, a spiritual antenna connecting people to their ancestors. This isn't just a belief, it's part of Burkina Faso's strict culture of respecting personal space. Local women take great pride in their hairstyles, often spending 4 to 6 hours braiding traditional styles that show age, marital status, and social class. Every braid and twist is like a social map on the head. Some only braid on new moons for good luck or to tune into ancestors. So advice for foreign visitors: even if you're having fun chatting, taking photos, or filming a travel vlog, never touch a local's head, especially children or women. Even if you want to compliment their hair, do it from a respectful distance and with your eyes, not your hands, as is common in the West. Number 8. People don't bathe with water. In the dry Sahel region crossing Burkina Faso, where daytime temperatures top 140 degrees Celsius, and water is as precious as gold, locals have developed a unique hygiene habit: sandbathing instead of water. Sounds impossible. When there's no water, or to save it for cooking and farming, people use dry, sun-heated sand, pouring it over their bodies and rubbing it in. This not only removes sweat, dirt, and dead skin, but also gives a gentle massage like a natural sauna. Some even bury themselves in hot sand to relax muscles, much like pricey sand spas at resorts. But here it's totally traditional and free. Interestingly, this sand bath isn't superstition or made up. It's documented in many anthropological studies of semi-desert communities. Locals also believe hot sand can ease aches, warm the body on cold nights, and help digestion when placed on the stomach. Number 7. The least urbanized society in Africa. While most of Africa rushes into urbanization, skyscrapers rising everywhere, subways hyped as the future Burkina Faso keeps a different, almost unchanging pace. Here, nearly 80% of people, about 17 million, live by subsistence farming. They don't farm to sell, but to eat. Each harvest isn't about hitting sales targets, but survival, growing enough corn for the year, raising a few goats and chickens, and only taking extra to the village market to trade for salt oil or a few bars of soap. Sounds peaceful, but behind this non-urbanization are tough annual challenges. Land grows poorer from drought, desertification, and especially locust creatures that can wipe out a field in hours. It's not just nature. U.S. cotton subsidies create unfair competition, crashing cotton prices, so that Burkina Faso's farmers, who mainly grow cotton, can't make a living from their own crops. As of 2024, only about 22% of Burkina Faso's population lives in urban areas, one of the lowest rates not just in Africa, but the world. Number 6. No honking after 9 p.m. Can you imagine a city where honking your car horn after 9 p.m. could get you fined? Not Tokyo, not Zurich, but Burkina Faso, a small West African country where nighttime silence is as sacred as a prayer. And yes, the law banning honking after 9 p.m. is very real. In the capital, Ouagadougou, and traditional towns like Bobo Dioulasso, honking isn't just noise, it's considered a spiritual disturbance. In Mossi culture, night is when ancestors pass through the village, and any sudden noise can disrupt the rhythm of the invisible world. Honk at 10 p.m. An elder might fall from shock, a child may lose sleep all night, and you could be fined about $2.50, the price of a big dinner at the local night market. Some villages even have night sound patrols, volunteers who keep the peace. Over 150 radio stations nationwide go off air after 10 p.m., returning the land to natural sounds, ritual drums, insects, and the wind through millet fields. Number 5. The indigenous aliens of West Africa. On the steep cliffs of the Bandiagara Plateau, where every step clings to roots or rocks, the Dogon tribe lives as their ancestors did thousands of years ago. But what amazes the world isn't just their cliffside mud houses, but their extraordinary astronomical knowledge long before humans invented telescopes. The Dogon, about 400,000 to 800,000 people living in Mali and parts of Burkina Faso, knew that Sirius isn't a single star, but a binary, even triple system. Amazingly, they described the 50-year orbit of Sirius B around Sirius A, something NASA only confirmed in the 1970s with modern technology. They believe their ancestors were taught by beings from the star of Sirius, called Nomo, a fish god, who came to Earth in a spiral-shaped ship. Some Western researchers like Robert Temple have said, if anyone ever contacted an alien civilization, the Dogon may have been first. Sounds crazy, but imagine a farming community with no electricity or telescopes, yet able to describe the size, weight, and journey of a white dwarf star 8.6 light-years away. Number 4. Installment plan weddings. You might be used to buying a house, car, or phone in installments, but in Burkina Faso, especially among Mossi and Gurunsi communities, people pay for weddings and the bride price in installments. From the start, the groom brings a deposit to the bride's family, maybe a chicken, a bundle of millet, some corn liquor, or just a pile of firewood. But that's not all. The rest is paid over time, usually after each harvest. Every year the groom brings rice peanuts, goats, or whatever he can afford to his in-laws. No one keeps strict records, but it's a reminder I still remember my responsibility and I'm still caring for your daughter. Elders believe this installment plan keeps the two families close. It means in-law relationships don't end with the wedding, but grow over time. And if the couple has problems, the wife's parents can claim the bride price isn't paid in full to step in or bring their daughter home, a very traditional way to protect her. Sounds complicated, but to locals, a wedding isn't just an event, it's a journey of connection. What would you think if your hometown used a love-on installment system? Easier or more trouble? Leave a comment and tag someone who still owes you a wedding. Number 3. Mobile markets on heads. In Burkina Faso, you don't need to find the market walks to you. No pickup trucks, no delivery apps, no 24-hour convenience stores. Here, a store fits into a single basket, expertly balanced on the heads of street vendors, creating a practical and lively scene. Like walking supermarkets weaving through every street, field, and dusty intersection. What's especially amazing is the diversity of these head ecosystems, from sweet fruit stands, buckets of dried fish, sizzling skewers of meat, to mini tea shops with a charcoal kettle. All packed into one basket, steered by a graceful tilt of the head. But the soul of these mobile markets isn't just the goods. It's the art of natural salesmanship. No signs, no loud promos. But the sales calls are sharper than any TV ad, oranges as sweet as first love, or buy some mangoes, sis, and your skin will glow. Don't be surprised if the vendor dances or imitates a child's voice to make you laugh. Here, selling is a performance. Many travelers have called Burkina Faso an outdoor Broadway of West Africa, where every vendor is an artist, no stage, no mic, but able to turn daily transactions into a rich cultural experience. Number 2. Music is in the nation's veins. Imagine standing in a red earth village in Burkina Faso at dawn. No car horns, no electronic music, Just the deep sound of the balafon, a traditional xylophone rising from thatched roofs, mixed with kids drumming on djembes with tiny hands. Here, children learn to drum before they can write, and instead of a family tree, a child can recite their clan's history through music. In the capital, the country's cultural center music isn't just entertainment, it's the nation's soul. Over 60 ethnic groups from Mosi to Gurunsi share a language of traditional music. Balafon korangoni, ancient instruments not kept in museums, but played at every major event, weddings, birthdays, funerals, coming-of-age ceremonies. The griots, folk artists, are the keepers of tribal memory. They are tax-exempt, get seats of honor at funerals, and even a single wrong drumbeat can cancel a wedding if it breaks tradition. Music was also a weapon of resistance. Under President Thomas Sankara, folk songs spread political awareness and rights to illiterate people. Burkina Faso has over 150 radio stations, mostly playing traditional music folktales and even farming tips sung as songs. The Festima Festival, where dozens of tribes gather for drumming and mass dances, is UNESCO listed as one of Africa's most important intangible heritages. Number 1. You can't name your child however you want in some tribes. In Burkina Faso, naming a child isn't just the parent's choice, like in many countries. Among the Mosi, Bobo, Lobi, and Gurunsi, the right to name usually belongs to the paternal grandparents' clan elders or a traditional shaman. In many ancient rituals, the shaman performs a soul-calling ceremony to get the child's true name from the spirit world. The name isn't just a label, it's destiny, a sign of the child's role character and even future. If a child is born right after a relative's death, for example, they might be named Kusube, meaning the one who replaces the lost soul. If born during harvest, the name might be Sorgo, hinting at ripe grain and prosperity. Did you know, in many areas a child's name shows what day of the week they were born? For example, Poka might mean born on Wednesday. There are strict, unwritten rules. You can't name a child after someone who just passed away, and you can't pick an overly ambitious name, as that could bring bad luck or jealousy. Burkina Faso, a name that seems faint on Africa's map, hides taboos and cultural truths that will leave anyone speechless. Which fact shocked you most? Is there a taboo you'd want to try or avoid? Leave your thoughts below and share your feelings. And if you love discovering strange cultures like this, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next videos.